Hello, beautiful people. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, it's great to see you again. Before I get into the message, in this video, you'll receive my channeled message, plus a page from the Angel Guidance book, and also a card from the Universal Healing Love Deck. I have no idea what I have pulled till I share it with you on this video. So before I get into the message, please note that this is a collective group message. So what that means is it may not resonate with you today, and that's simply okay. Come back and visit me tomorrow, where the message may be more aligned with what you need to know. So let's get into the message. And there's again trepidation with this particular message. Okay, there is no judgment. That's all I'm going to say. Human label number 5, victim. I want to share with you the definition in which this message is coming from. And it's from the dictionary. A person who has come to feel helpless and passive in the face of misfortune or ill treatment. Do you identify and define yourself with life as it's happened to you? Or do you define it for you? Do you ask, why me? Do you think that you're unlucky? Is that a regular train of thought for you? Is why do things happen to me? I'm unlucky. Are they all the feelings that you often have? And if they're a regular feeling, then absolutely this is maybe coming from a place that you feel helpless, which in essence means you define yourself or align with the label, you're a victim. And it may not sit comfortable, and you may want to be fit in rage right now. I'm feeling there's this like, I'm not a victim. And I am definitely not calling you a victim. That is not my intention here. It is purely to offer perspective. This is an obvious indication that you may not have released and healed from your past misfortunes or ill treatment, pain, or trauma, okay? Are your thoughts telling you that you've worked through your stuff? And for some of you may have seen therapists and you've worked through things that you've been through, the misfortunes or the ill treatment or the trauma that you've experienced in life. But maybe there's something they missed. Yet you still feel emotionally impacted by those events. Have you released and healed the emotional pain attached to those events? I've discussed this, and it may feel like if you've been watching other ones that they're repetitive, but all of these things are interconnected. So have they addressed and have you healed and released the pain, the anger, the resentment, the guilt, whatever it is attached to that event that you've worked through? You may be unsure if you have, okay? Maybe you're not sure. And you may not even be sure of how to emotionally heal from it. You may be going, well, okay, yeah, great, Kat. If I identify it, then how do I heal from it? The first step is to decide to commit to self and consciously choose to become a victor. So shift the human label that you're a victim and shift it to you're a victor. It's far more empowering, isn't it? Because are you a victim of domestic violence, sexual or physical abuse, bullying, harassment? Society will say that you're a victim of that particular abuse, right? Or ill treatment. But what about if you shifted and said you're a victor of domestic violence? You're a victor of sexual and physical abuse. You're a victor of bullying. You're a victor of harassment. Because you survived. You survived it. So you're a victor of that ill treatment and abuse. Isn't that more empowering for self to say? I feel it. As soon as I say I'm a victor, I just want to do this. When I say I'm a victim, I feel it just gives my whole body that sense of helplessness. And that's why a long time ago, I decided to shift and not use the word help. I don't help anyone because I never want anyone to feel helpless. And often when people say, I need help, they're in that sense and that feeling of helplessness. But what about if they just said, I just need support, guidance, and assistance because I just don't know how? We're not taught this stuff. But what we are taught is how to sit in victim land. You're a victim of this, you're a victim of that. It's the language that our society uses, right? If I had a magic wand, I would delete the word victim. And I would say you're a victor because you survived it. Yeah, there may be emotional attachments, pain and trauma connected to it. But that can be absolutely worked through, healed, and then thrown out. When you come from the victor perspective. I remember when I was in my abusive relationship, I didn't know it then, but on reflection now, I know that I always come from the victor perspective. Because I remember I used to get in my car when I would drive to work and go, it doesn't matter what you do to me, you're not going to beat me. Now, is that the mentality or the perspective of a victor or a victim? Now, I am not judging anyone that struggles, right? That I'm not saying I am greater than. I'm purely offering you a perspective to go, what is your thoughts around it? And if, unfortunately, you do feel helpless right now, then maybe reach out to me. And just maybe I can give you some tools to assist you to shift it. So you come from the victor mentality and the mindset and the emotional space that gives you that bit of strength. We have to draw strength from somewhere. And for me, I drew it from anger. I want to share with you today, society looks at anger as a negative emotion. And that's why people go to anger management and anger this. But for me, anger can be used as a survival technique or a victor's technique. Because when we're angry, how strong are we? You can feel it in your whole emotional state. You get this strength and it's like, no, you're not going to win. I'm not going to let you beat me. And meaning not physical beat, but beat me. It's within each and every one of us. We have that emotion, that anger emotion to tap into and use it for good, for self, to give us strength, inner strength. It empowers you. You can feel it. Just reflect. Take a moment and reflect when you've got angry and you've gone, shit, I didn't realize how strong I was. Society says anger is a bad emotion. We should get rid of that shit. Yeah, it is if it's directed towards someone else. Absolutely, totally agree. But when we use our anger to empower self and it's internalized, it's a powerful tool. And that was what got me through. I didn't know it then, but I know it now on reflection. Anger. I used to get angry on the inside and go, it doesn't matter what you do to me, you're not going to beat me. I know that there is a life out there for me. I don't know what it is. I can't see it. But I know there is something more. And that's all I knew. And that is how I was a victor. And just maybe that tool will work for you. It's not easy to shift from victim to victor, but it takes one baby step at a time. And just maybe you becoming aware that shit, you have an internal tool that can shift you. It's an emotion. Because what happens with so many of us, when you're in that victim space, and this is not a criticism or a judgment, okay? This is purely a label. Look at it as a label, right? That's all this is. It's not, what's the word? Not degrading. I can't think of the word. It's not coming to me. But it's, all I want to share with you is go, yeah, I really have been looking and feeling helpless. Just look at that word helpless. But I want to become hopeful. And how do I become hopeful? Is I'm going to tap into that anger and go, how have I allowed this to happen? How have I allowed, and I'm not saying it's just self-talk, okay? Self-talk to self, allow that anger to come up. We gotta poke the bear somehow, right? Bring it up. And then when you're in that, start writing what you want. I am not that. Don't allow your emotional state to define who you are, because you are not that. All I'm saying, and I am from my own experience fully aware, it's not freaking easy. It's freaking scary. It's overwhelming. And on reflection, my suggestion, and this is a suggestion, is if those of you are in places or relationships or situations that are not serving you and they may be scary, share with people. I know through me it was through embarrassment, and I shut down from the world because people say, just leave, just leave. But now if I was back then, I would say, okay, you saying just leave, what are you going to do to assist me to leave? That's the question I would now pose to people. Because now they've got to come up with something. If they're a true friend, they'll be there to support you and to assist you so you can feel safe, because it's freaking scary. And that was what was lacking. People say just leave, but they would offer no other support. I didn't have the strength. The fear overtook my want to live an amazing life. The fear kept me there. And on reflection, if I had maybe 2 or 3 people that said, okay, if you really want to leave, we're here to support you. We'll protect you. We'll assist you in whatever way, shape or form. What do we need to do to assist you? So if you're someone that knows someone that's in an abusive relationship, I'm getting guided to go there. And you've said to that person, just leave. You may not be aware, and I absolutely respect is they've got a choice. That's your maybe go-to. But in their mind, they don't have a choice. Fear is consuming them. And if you look back on a particular event that feared you, I'm going to just say bungee jumping. I know I'm pulling the stars, just grabbing something. Bungee jumping, where the point you're standing there and the fear overwhelms you and you don't jump. That's what they're feeling. That's the feeling they're getting. They're standing on the edge and they got too much fear to jump. So don't be too quick to judge, and don't be too quick to compare that, oh, I would do it. You don't know that. You've not been in that, maybe not been in that situation. So you can physically never compare yourself to them. Just as they should not, if you didn't bungee jump and they're laughing at you, go, why didn't you bungee jump? Scared of heights. Why didn't you jump? Because that's pretty much what you're saying to them. So if you're watching this and you know someone in an abusive relationship and you've said to them, just leave, I hope today gives you a different perspective. Go back and ask them, what can I do for you? What do I need to do to assist you to get out of that environment? And offer them things. Because often victors of domestic violence don't want to ask. They don't want to ask. They've already been rejected so much of their life, and they're in fear of another rejection. If they ask something, you may reject it. So offer them whatever you're prepared to do, offer it. And you watch. And don't give in. If they say, no, 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 just say, I am your friend, I am here for you. Because they're going to refuse, because their fear's going to want to take them out, and you have the strength to really push them through with your support. Feels like I've digressed a little bit, but honed in, but it feels like this is really directed to some people who may watch this, who are in domestic violence situations, and some of you who are watching this know of people in those situations. So you have the power. So support them so they can become a victor and not stay in the victim. Okay. Whew. Let's see what the Angel Guidance book has for us today. Create a dream board. Wow. Okay. This is absolutely for those of you that are in an abusive relationship, and you may, like what I shared with you, feel like there is something more out there. I was showing you about a dream board, so start writing. Do it where it can't be found. Maybe give it to a friend, but start planning. That's what I'm getting. Plan on a board. How are you going to tackle this? How are you going to get out? And with a friend, get your resources, get your community, your tribe around you, and plan it out. Have a meeting with them all and plan it. Because when you plan it, it's going to give you the clarity to feel safe, that everything is very clear. And the people around you, your tribe, are there. They're there to support you, so lean on them. Create a dream board. What do you want your life to look like moving forward? Because if you don't dream, how are you going to get there? You'll stay in that space that you're in because you haven't considered or put time into what you want your life to look like. I remember dreaming about the house I was going to have, the man I was going to have. And you know what? It all comes to fruition. The relationship I dreamed of, it's coming to fruition. I have it. But that's what drove me. It was like, I got to get out because that's my life. But if you don't have that dream, it's time. It's time to create a dream board. And for some of you watching this, you're out of certain situations. You've endured some things in your life that has kept you feeling helpless. It is time also for you to create a dream board. You're living day to day. You're just in the mouse wheel with no future goals. And so, of course, if there's nothing to be excited about or to get up in the morning for, why would you want to, right? So now, from today moving forward, I want you to ask yourself, what do I want in I don't care, a week from now? Let's start baby steps. One thing, just one thing. I'm not asking you to write a massive list. Just have one thing that drives you to get up in the morning that you're excited for. I don't care if it's getting your hair cut, going for a walk, going to meet someone for coffee. It only has to be little. Don't think of grandeur. It's starting somewhere. Or I'm going to get up an hour earlier. If you struggle to get out of bed, I'm going to get up half an hour earlier. Then do that for a week. I don't care. Whatever it takes. It's consistency. Just keep doing it. And then it's when I get up, I'm going to have a shower. What is your goal? Do you want to get up by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock? Whatever your goal is. If you're getting up at 11 now, reduce it maybe to 10:30. Maybe half an hour brackets is enough for you. Maybe 15. I'm not going to allow you to find any excuse for it to say it's too hard. 15 minutes. Just keep reducing it. And that may be for 2 weeks. And you go, yep, I'm ready. I'm going to bring in half an hour now. Don't allow this to find the excuses to take you out. I'm only asking that you take minuscule steps. You just got to start. You just got to take action. And Absolutely, I respect it's not easy. And I know this is saying it's not easy. Kat, you don't know. You've not been through that. I'm going to say, how do you know? You're assuming. You don't know what I've been through. That's judgment. I'm just offering you tools and different perspectives. Okay. Let's get on to create a dream board. A dream board is a wonderful tool that provides you with a visual representation of your goals, prayers, desires, and dreams. And I'm even going to add the word hopes. It has a base of firm construction, paper or wood, onto which you paste photographs, drawings, words, and other images that stand for what you desire. Thumb through magazines to find these and have fun putting them together. Or it may be on the internet, it may be on Pinterest, whatever, wherever it is. Find the pictures that represent what you want. Even, happiness and joy. Find pictures that you feel will bring you that. After your board is complete, hang it in a prominent location so that you'll see it daily. Each time you pass it, stop and visualize so that you'll see it daily. Oh, I've read the line twice. Each time you pass it, stop and visualize your wishes as already manifested. Feel gratitude and say thank you to the universe for bringing you your dream into reality. If you don't have the ability to put it somewhere really prominent, you may decide, I know that there are some apps where you can do it on your phone if you feel it's safe, or you might just do it in a small little book where you can hide it, and it may be in your car. I used to hide things in my boot under the mat in the boot, where in the spare wheel in a plastic bag. So maybe that's a place really good. I might be able to suggest some other hidey holes where you know that you can go and look at it every day, or whenever you're feeling overwhelmed or helpless, go and look at it. It really does shift, but you've got to feel it. You've got to feel that can be your life moving forward. If you're just thinking it and you're looking, yeah, but that's not going to happen, you're really going to struggle. And it takes a lot of energy to feel that, but it's worth it. Give heaven any cares or worries about how this desire will materialize. Put your entire focus on having gratitude for the fact that your wish has already come true, and then welcome it as it comes into your life. Thought for today. I create a dream board, pasting together a collage of my wishes and seeing them fit perfectly together. I now envision my desires as a reality. Thank you, divine and angels, for all that I'm about to receive. It really is such a beautiful message, and some of you may not have done that because when we're not in a good place, mindset and emotionally, it's really hard to see the good in life. And that really is a huge victim trait, right? It's so hard to see the light through the fog. And what I'm asking is just to start going, I'm a victor. I'm a victor. No one is helpless. We may feel that, but in truth, your truth is you're not. Look at things that you've done in life. And that's where we lose perspective, is we look at all the shit. We look at all what we don't have. We focus on all the horrible things in life. We get drawn in and we're consumed in it. And today I'm asking you, flip it. Even if it's one thing a day you show gratitude for, what's one thing that's good in your life? It can be as simple as you have a warm bed to sleep in. And I know that may seem small, but I'm just endeavoring to get you to find one good thing. You had a beautiful sleep. You have a house. I don't know. I'm not in your life. But all I'm going to share with you is go into the cities and where you live and see how many people don't have a home. They're homeless. They don't have a bed. They don't have a roof over their head. Yes, you know, you might say, but they don't have an abusive relationship, but every night they sleep in fear. What can happen to them as they sleep in the streets? And this is not comparing, okay? That's not my goal. My goal is just to highlight that, you know what, sometimes we focus on so much on what we don't have that we forget to show that little bit of gratitude. And if you can just find that little bit of gratitude, that empowers you. Watch that energy shift, that emotional state shift. You know, I'm not bloody helpless. What am I going to do to change my life? That takes strength. And that's why I say tap into that emotion, anger. It will serve you well. Of course, not directed outside, internally. Okay, let's keep moving. What card? Inner child. Okay. So I've been going on about relationships, all that was that, and now this inner child coming up is saying that there are some of you here that have absolutely had traumatic, I'm going to use the word traumatic and painful childhoods. Some of you out there have not even recognized it. Your adult self is looking, going, nah, I had an all right childhood. Because you're comparing, your adult self is comparing to other people's stories. But you're not looking at your childhood through your child's eyes. So through your child's self eyes. What is your younger self saying about their childhood? Have you, as the adult that you are today, acknowledged that? Have you validated that? And this is a missing link for so many people. You go to see people who support you and they just ask you how you feel. They're asking your current day self, right? And you answer from your current day self about your childhood. But your 7 or 8 year old self would not have answered the question the same way you did. I hope this makes sense. So for some of you who are feeling like a victim, it is stemming from your inner child, meaning your younger self. There is definitely some things that you endured or experienced as a child that is still waiting to be heard. I'm getting very, very strong. They're wanting me to become very passionate and very harsh, and I'm really pushing against it because I don't want to close anyone off. I want to reach each and every one of you. And I have discussed this a few times through my other videos. But when this card comes up, it's saying, have a look within and answer how your childhood was from your younger self. So, a tool that I've given a few people, and it's of late, and it seems to be working, is imagine your 7, 8, 10, 12, whatever age is standing in front of you. And you, and this might sound weird, for some of you out there, the analytical being going, Kat, it's like I'm going to imagine. I'd just love you to try it. Because this tool works. Because what it does, it allows you to get out of your head and you're focusing, and I'm going to even use the word pretending, that your 7 or 8 year old self. I don't care if you get a picture of your 7 or 8 year old self and put it in front of you and then speak to it. You might think that sounds crazy. That's okay. As long as you give it a go, I don't care. I'm sharing this because I know this tool works. From past experiences, from clients, it works. Imagine your younger self standing in front of you. See them. Remember what you look like. And then ask them, look at them and say, did you think you had a good childhood? Did you feel, rather than feel, you had a good childhood? What are they saying back to you? Did they feel mum and dad had enough time for them? Did they feel that they were good enough for mum and dad? This is not about you folks. This is simply about you looking back at your younger self and allowing your younger self to speak the truth and not feel bad about it. Because the adult self says, oh no, my parents were good. Because you feel that you're judging your parents. It's not even about them. If you want to heal, allow your younger self to speak, not you. You may not want to watch this after this particular session, and that's okay, because clearly then I'm not for you, and I absolutely respect that. But I don't share things that I have not trialed and tested and I know work. The stipulation is you have to be 100% in it. And you have to be coming from your younger self, not your adult self in here about what you think. Everything that I share comes from what you feel. So gut instinct, intuition. It's not about thinking. The word think is an assumption. It's not truth. And it's not even real because you think it, right? Look up the definition of the word think. And how many times do you say that every day? People see me and they go, yeah, I think when I was a kid that I had an all right life. I said, I don't care what you think. That's not the truth. Answer me from your younger self. What would he or she say to me? If she was there, what would she say? Or he say? Inner child. So for some of you, you are absolutely aligning with the label victim, but it is stemming from your younger self. There are things that you have not healed and released, and it's actually keeping you in that space. You're not helpless. You're no longer that younger child. You're that adult that has the ability to release and heal. So it's up to you what you choose. Okay, let's get into the card. Inner child. Okay. Before I get into this, I'm going to close my eyes. I'd like you to close your eyes with me and let's take a deep breath. Needed that. So you can just recenter yourself and absorb the words from this particular message. Okay. Your inner child yearns love and attention. Your inner child wants to have fun. So maybe it's time to stop taking things so seriously and listen to the message your inner child has for you. I live inside your heart waiting patiently. I, the one you left behind, has never left you. For through all your travels, your days and nights, I have been with you. Look back through the midst of time and clouds of emotion and you will see me. I am here waiting. In finding me, you will become whole. In knowing me, you will know yourself better also. For we are one. I am the pure essence of you before the world took hold and reshaped you. I am the essence of your soul self, the guardian of your true self. Let us travel the rest of our path together. A whole world awaits us. A whole universe surrounds us with love. All of time resides within us. All of time unfolds before us. Let us shed light on darkness. Let us jump for joy. Let us be all that we are through life's unfolding dream. Let love conquer all. This message every time this card comes up, it just sends goosebumps through me, because it really articulates what I'm wanting to share with you. Until your inner child is acknowledged, validated, and healed, you don't become one. You don't become whole. This may not make sense to you right now. And you may be going, I just don't get it. There's a divide and there's a conflict when your younger self is still feeling lack of self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, abandoned, judged, rejected. They're here and you're here and you're saying, no, you're all good. Your younger self is going, no, I don't feel worthy and you're not hearing me. And when we heal and our adult self acknowledges our younger self and says, oh my gosh, I hear you. Let's work on this together. That's how you gain self-esteem. That's how you gain self-love, self-worth, self-value. You rid your limiting beliefs. You open yourself to love. You no longer feel rejected. You no longer feel abandoned. And you become this whole being because you too become one. I hope for anyone that's analytical or maybe not, that's not down that holistic path, I hope that I have simplified it and that it makes sense for you, that you can resonate and go, okay, I get it. I'm absolutely going to be open to it. That's all I'm asking. That's the word, not about getting it or understanding it and maybe respecting it, but more open to it and going, you know what have I got to lose? Got everything to gain. I always go, don't even go there. It's like, yeah, I've got something to gain. Because the words in this are truth. And that's through my own experience of healing and releasing. And that's what really got me to where I am today. People struggle to believe that I'm happy every day. But that's because I consciously choose to be. I self-check in every day. Because if I am working with people, I want to be the best version of me for them, because they deserve nothing less. Nothing less than the best version of me, and I must and I will be always balanced. And I choose that. Who wants to be sad? Yes, I'm not saying I don't have moments. Absolutely. I'm an emotional being. I'm not a robot. But what I'm saying is I don't sit in it day in, day out. And if there was a day where I was just wanting to be in that flat, I call it flat energy state, then I would cancel all my clients, because that's not fair to them. That's how I work. But I'm yet to have had that day, because I had plenty of those in my 23 years and even in my childhood. I had plenty. I had more than enough. So why do I want to experience more? For me, it doesn't make logical sense. And I always say, what you put out is what you attract. And my goal is to attract happiness, fun, and joy every day. Not misery, not overwhelm, not anxiousness, not nervousness. So that's what I focus on. Happiness, joy, and being here of service for others. So for today, I do hope that you gain just something little. Just take something away. And know that you matter. You matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you, because no one else will. It's your job. That's your role in life. and you're worth it. Don't ever doubt that. So if you enjoyed today's video, and it was a heavy one today, I didn't realise I was nervous at the start, and I didn't know what path we were going to go down. But abusive relationships is where my heart is, and I want to be there to support anyone who is in one, because my experience of people shutting me down by saying just leave just isolated me more from the world, which was to a massive detriment to self. So if you enjoyed today's video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. I want to thank you for spending your time with me, as I absolutely respect your time is valuable. So thank you. And for today, take care.